Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
What was I saying about fucking...
The Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, like, I remember the ring turns hobbits invisible for some reason, but it's never explained past that, and then... the bad guys do the bad guy thing. You remember the bad guys doing the bad guy thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah? I knew you remembered.
They were all being like, we're bad.
Yeah, dude, it was...
We were bad,
it was,
but now we're good.
It's fucking crazy. What are you doing?
Trying to get it so they're all on glowing eyes, but I don't think I actually can.
Oh.
So I'm just throwing them around.
Okay, then.
Like a lunatic.
Fair enough. Yeah, and then there's, like... I remember the elves and the dwarves don't like each other because, like...
That's just a Tolkien thing.
Race relations.
Tolkien was racist.
Don't encourage them, because they actually believe that. Maybe he was, actually. I haven't looked that far into
Here's
it.
the thing. They're not races. They're different species.
Dude, that's what race is, Derek. Different species of humans.
I hate racism
That's why
it's so stupid.
That's why I have a huge problem with monkeys. Them and their tailed human bullshit. Fucking assholes.
Fucking simians. With their being...
Wait, this is a chest I can't open? What is this bullshit? To open the chest, use the... Okay, I guess I'm done talking. I get it now. I don't know how anyone
Chris
figured
got
that
a
out
big key!
without the thing. I'm pretty sure I didn't get shit. Also, that's Olympus, Derek.
Olympus got a smoky!
The mighty Olympus. Olympus does sound like a gladiatorial combat guy, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Rise for your competitor, Olympus! Maybe that's what we'll name every link from this point forward. Just Olympus.
I love it.
Olympus the Brave.
Olympus the fucking destroyer.
I was gonna name them different limps. Like, that was kind of where I was going with it. So the first one was gonna be like Olympus, and then the next one would have been like Limp Os or something. Like, it just continuously go down the line of dumb shit.
I love it. What? It just leads me back here. It's almost like it's trying to tell you, you've made a wrong turn.
At Albuquerque. I got you, Derek. I knew where the joke was going.
Yeah, you knew where I was going.
1950s references, I got you. Oh, man, fucking, Oh, yeah, actually. About, the Beatles, right?
Yeah, tell me about Ringo.
So, I had a friend of mine at work, and he was like, one day out of the blue, he was just like, what's your favorite Beatles member? In which I replied how I always reply when people ask me stupid questions. Nothing. Which I always ask when people ask me questions about stuff that I'm not super, like, into. Like, I've never been a huge Beatles fan to begin with. I know I'm alienating all the baby boomers. How very brave of us.
How brave.
But I've never been a big fan of the Beatles. They have some songs I like, but for the most part, I'm just kind of like, yeah, they're okay.
Oh, it's this boss. I was like, what's this boss's gimmick? Oh, right.
Oh, he's a
this
floor.
guy.
That's terrifying.
Hey, dummy, need a hint? My weak point is... Whoops, there I go, talking too much again.
Just ejaculate onto the floor. You can't move out of your way. Well, okay then. Perfect. 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 I like my weak point is, and it's like your whole face, dude. It's not really a weak point as
But
much
it
as you're
needs
just
to be a
weak
bomb.
to bombs.
It needs to be a bomb.
It's not a weak point, though. It's just straight up being weak to bombs. Why are you swinging your sword when you know he's
I was
weak
just
to
like, I'm pretty
bombs?
sure it's bombs, but I want to make sure.
Fair enough. He's like, why'd you put that right on my eyeball? Ow!
Okay, listen up. If the windfish wakes up, everything on this island will be gone forever. And I mean everything, including the girl you want to date.
Including the girl you want to stick your pee-pee in. Come on, you want to stick your pee-pee in her. Don't do it! Don't do it, man!
Don't do it, she's a figment of your imagination.
If you fuck a girl in your dreams, are you fucking a girl in your dreams, or are you really just fucking your own mind?
We got the triangle, Chris.
Woo! The triangle! It's my favorite instrument. I think that's my favorite sidestep we've ever had on the show now.
You got the triangle.
I play the electric triangle. I love it.
Mountain. Something calls from the mountains.
Mountains. No, not those mountains. Stop thinking about the girl, dude.
Yeah, get your mind into the gutter. Ooh, ooh. Hoot hoot. That many monsters on this island fear the windfish is about to be awoken. The monster's power is real. They might conquer the island and defeat the foes. That day might soon come soon. Now go to the mountain tower. Fly like a bird. Hoot hoot.
Goodbye, bird.
Bye. Hoot hoot.
Nope, you're fusing them now.
I gotta go up here
By the spire?
by the spire,
Hell yeah.
but I wanted to go there first.
Oh, yeah, shit. Before I forget. So, yeah, my buddy at work is like, what's your favorite Beatles member? And again, I'm not a huge Beatles person to begin with, but he was like, what's your favorite Beatles member? And I was like, Ringo?
Ringo
And he's like, fucking Ringo? Of course it'd be fucking Ringo. And I'm like, what do you mean, of course? No one picks fucking Ringo.
How fucking dare you be?
No one likes Ringo.
How dare you have an opinion?
Like, no one picks fucking Ringo. He's like the most like forgot about member in the whole band.
Not enough, Chris.
Should have tried harder. Didn't try hard enough, Derek.
I'm not searching every nook and cranny, that's the thing.
Oh, you should start doing that then. And I was like, well, what's your fucking favorite member? And he was like, oh, John Lennon. I'm like, oh, of course, the most obvious fucking one.
I love when people are like, I have a moral high ground, and you're like, no.
It wasn't even the moral high ground as much as it was just like a really stupid like conversation of just like, of course you picked that one. It's like, you picked the most popular one. What are you criticizing my choice for?
I love when people are dumb.
What do you mean? Yeah, that didn't happen. You gotta go all the way around, or you can play the flute. Whatever, fuck you too.
I don't want to swim. Swimming takes too long.
But yeah, it was really funny. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. I'm like, alright, man.
You want to fight or something?
Like, alright, it's fine.
You looking to fight or something?
But I went and looked into, me and my sister got bored and we were looking into the Beatles, right? Mm-hmm. All the history and all the stuff. And I've realized that John Lennon, the most popular member of the Beatles and had the biggest cult following of all the members, was the fucking worst member of the entire band. By, like, a landslide.
I heard that, actually.
Like, apparently he was just really hard to work with and a complete asshole all the time, and all the songs that he actually likes that he wrote are horrible, and all the ones that he wrote that he doesn't like are the good ones, and all the songs that are, like, their most popular songs he also hates.
I don't doubt it.
Like, he just hated everything they made that wasn't his weird experimental shit.
I don't doubt it. I can see it.
Which most of those weren't even music. I don't know if you ever hear Revolution 9.
I think so.
It's an 8-minute long song where someone says number 9. over and over again to random sounds of like noise and rioting and chanting, and that's the song. And it's like 8 minutes long, and it's awful. He wrote that. It's one of his favorites. He thinks it's a masterpiece. Right up there with Revolution 1, which is the same idea, except there's no one saying number 9 over and over again.
To each their own, but at the same time. But why?
And meanwhile, they're in my opinion, the Beatles' absolute best song, Obla Di Obla Da. Life Goes On. Yeah, na 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 na, life goes on. Which is like their best song. He fucking hates that song. He thinks it's the worst song, and he refused to let them put it out as a single in the US. And I'm like, wow, I really would have hated him. If this was back in the day and I did listen to the Beatles, I would have fucking hated Lennon.
I hate people, man. I hate them.
But yeah, he's like he was always like the most popular. Everyone was super into him because he was the king of the hippies. He was the hippie king. He was the hippie king. And that was the time period, so everyone was dope. They were like, hell yeah. Ow. Stop. 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 This is a funny joke.
Yeah.
They didn't need to put so many monsters.
No, I think it's this one.
Are you sure?
It's this one.
Maybe it was, okay.
Oh, this is annoying, because if you get any of these wrong, you have to do it all over again. It's this one. This one. This one.
This is my favorite Zelda puzzle. This is my favorite Zelda puzzle ever. You did it. Get your reward dead away.
So when I was doing it, I like touched one of the wrong signs, and I'm like, wow, that was obnoxious, because I had to redo the whole thing.
Well, you shouldn't have touched the wrong sign.
I touched the wrong sign.
Yeah, mistakes were made, Derek. I am the Goblin King.
This is Manu.
Oh, Manu. He was in the dream for Super Mario Brothers 2. He's the toad guy you fight at the end
Want
of
to
the
hang out
game.
and listen to his jam? Only 300 rubies.
Yo, this is extra funny because, like, he existed in Mario's dream in the second Mario game, and now he exists in the Windfish's dream. This is a creature that only lives in dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I get. It's a good joke. Get ready, man. Here comes the fucking bass. Hell yeah.
And we learned how to do his song. I just don't remember what the fuck it does.
Do 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 do. You got the song that turns your face into a frog. Was it worth it?
It can liven up unliving things.
Oh, you can bring people back from the dead. And or make trays wiggle.
Oh wait, no, I need this to unlock, I think, a different stage.
Then wiggle with it. Wiggle with it. Hey. Nice.
It's almost like I knew that was going to happen. I actually didn't.
Derek, you should have just took the advantage. You had the run. Shield, my dude.
Shielding is for stupid people.
Shield, my dude. And shields are for bitches who are afraid of getting hurt. I only run into battle with nothing but a spear and a codpiece. Show no fear.
Yep. I mean, you are right. Kazuma Taito.
Oh man, you remember when people were bitching about boob armor? And then everyone was just like, but there's literally dick armor. I remember the
I have no
being
problem.
stupid.
I have no problem with dick armor, Chris.
Rules for thee, not for me today.
I have a problem with bikini armor, but I have no problem with dick armor.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you ever seen that, like, that fucking... There's one that's really funny to me, and it's, like, make fun of RPG, like, bikini armor. No, it's, like, bikini armor, and he's like, there's no way that will protect you, and she takes off the whole thing, and it's, like, a fake giant tits on the thing, and she's, like, a normal fucking person. She's like, why wouldn't it?
I think I have seen that.
I fucking love that image.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one that I was, I forget what company it is, or group it is, but they do skits, and girl picks up normal male chest armor, right? Mm-hmm. And it just turns into one of those bikini things in her hands, and she's just like, I just want normal armor.
Nope. Not how that works.
No.
In all fairness, like, if we did end up going the route and women did have armor for as long as guys did in medieval times, we would have definitely had boob armor.
No, you know what the best
part? Because most armor by the end was literally designed mainly to look cool and not to actually go into combat with.
Oh yeah, no, I was totally reading into this, and they did have women armor.
They did.
It was just, instead of there being more thing here, it was more pressure up here, so it wasn't as direct on the chest. And I'm like, wow, it's almost like it exists, but people are dumb.
Yeah. Would not work. It wouldn't work. The boobs would make the sword go into the metal, and it's like, it would still work like metal, though, you fucking idiots. The point isn't for the sword to bounce off the armor. The point is for the armor to stop the sword from piercing it. It doesn't matter if it gets stuck on it.
Your path is not easy. You're almost there. Go east. It's the windfish just getting reckless.
Caw! That's what owls make, right?
Kind of. Hoot hoot. Hoot hoot, my dude.
Have you ever seen owls without feathers? They look like little aliens. Like,
most animals without things look like aliens.
They look like little alien men. Well, they look like little alien men because they stand on two legs.
You're right.
And they have big heads. So they look ridiculous.
Hoot hoot.
Suck it, bats. You should have moved.
Get out of my way!
So, wow. Very good.
Very good.
Wow, very good. You did it. You found the chest.
It's a ruby.
It's a purple thing. A lot of heart containers in this game.
I think we got most of them. That's the thing.
You think or you know?
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah. I thought so.
Big brain plays.
Fucking big brain plays. You know what we should play at some point?
What should we play?
There's this game called Remember Me, and I want to play it because no one remembers it. Like, not a single person remembers that game existed. But what I find really funny is, like... So, Remember Me came out during the time period where they were like, we need more females in the video games. And everyone kind of reluctantly was like, yeah, I guess so. If you say so.
Sure.
And they were like... I remember they made a big shit about it because they were just like, we couldn't get this game published because the higher-ups wouldn't allow us to make a video game with a female as the main protagonist. And I'm like, why didn't you go to a different company then to try and get it published? I don't understand. Because, like, there's more than one company. You're telling me all 100 game publishing studios all universally just agreed, nah, dude, we good? Like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense, but alright, I'll take your word for it.
You're wrong, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, like, I'll take your word for it. I mean, you might... It's just weird to me, because they're like, our publisher was just like, we'll only publish it if there's a girl, and they're like, and no other publisher was willing to publish it, and all I could think of was just like, you're telling me not a single publisher out of, like, these 100 game studios we have was like, fuck it,
let's give it a shot.
Yeah. Like, not one. Also, clearly you're lying to me because now you're publishing this game under Ubisoft with a female protagonist, so clearly one of them did. Something tells me you're piling bullshit into my face and telling me it's fact. I'll take your word for it. So after being like, we couldn't get this game published because female. Also, we got it published even though it has a fumeso. Because stupid bullshit lies. But don't listen to the lies. But anyways, it's funny because the publisher was like, we won't make it because not enough people will buy it. It's some man's industry, which is also probably a lie. He probably made that up just to be like, see how mean the industry is, when really no one probably cared. They were probably just like, I don't think it's a great idea. And they just didn't publish it. And he was like, how dare that sexist man.
It's a man's industry, Chris.
Yeah, so anyways, they do all that, right? And fucking, the game finally gets published. It comes out. And there's huge, like, ads for it, and everyone's talking about, oh, female protagonists, we need more of these, this is a great game for women everywhere, and blah, 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 and then the game sold fucking terribly. And no one bought it, and it underperformed. And I was like, yeah, maybe the dude had a fucking point, maybe? I don't know, just... I'm not saying that we can't have more women in video games, but what I am saying is when you make a big deal out of it, and he ended up being right, you kind of just look like a fucking fool. You kind of just look like a fucking fool. But you know what they went on to make after that game?
What did you go on to make, Chris?
Life is Strange. Which is like one of my favorite games of all time. And has a female protagonist, and it's good. See, the problem is
no, it's because it has a female protagonist, it's automatically the worst game ever made, Chris.
See, the problem is that Remember Me...
Nobody remembered.
Was just bad. It was just a bad game. It's because it was a Ubisoft game, and Ubisoft makes all their games the same. They make it Assassin's Creed, but with blank character instead of whatever assassin they have.
I feel like that's an attack on Chris.
Like they all play the same. Chris. They're all the same. You climb up a tower, you push a button, and then your map gets filled out. And then you do that 100 more times, and then you have a full map. So,
we were talking about this game, me and you earlier, about the game, and it's like, they're like, it's like Zelda and Assassin's Creed had a child. And I'm like, I liked Breath of the Wild, but I don't know if I'd care for Assassin's Creed Breath of the Wild. It already has enough Assassin's Creed bullshit in it for me, so yeah. I don't know if I want to.
It's like Assassin's Creed and Breath of the Wild at the same time. You see, what you do is you climb up to a large tower,
and then you
mash X to get the scenery, so you have a map. Then you jump off the tower. Do that 150 times, and then the game ends.
But that was the game I was telling you earlier about the. You needed a Ubisoft account even to play it even when you're offline.
Oh, yeah.
That game. And I was just like, I don't know, man.
That game sucks. Anyway.
That's what I heard. I'm glad you told me that it has meh combat.
Apparently it's not even meh. It's like apparently actually really garbage combat. And it's a loot system. So it's not like you go to a dungeon and you get a cool new item. It's like you kill a monster and it drops an item, and that item might probably be better than the one you're currently using. So you're just like constantly swapping shit with no rhyme or reason to it because it's like 2 numbers higher than the last thing you had. I hate loot system games. Also, anyone who's like, but Destiny, yeah, I hate Destiny too.
Destiny is the best game ever made, Chris, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
It's everything I wanted out of Halo if Halo was an online multiplayer game where I never could beat it. It's everything I'd ever want.
That was so on point. It wasn't even funny. That hole, I believe, leads to that thing. That leads to treasure.
I mean, I know some people disagree with me, but I tend to like games where they have, like, you know, an actual conclusion. Like, you can beat them, and then that's like, you did it, you don't need to play it anymore, go play something else.
That's crazy.
Not a fan of the other way around. Want to do it again, Derek?
Yep. Yeah.
That's it.
Joya.
All right. Let's call it here, actually, because that was right about time. We'll kick it up in the next part. We'll see you guys then. Peace.